Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the NS9 postgame show, part of the Pittsburgh Baseball Now. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we got Jim Rosati. And you know what else we got, Jim? We got a win.
It's about damn time.
The very first win on the Pittsburgh Baseball Now. So, again, we've been over since we've came over here. So,
yeah,
it's been bad.
No, it's great. I mean, we haven't had a win to talk about since we've started this. So
no,
yeah,
I don't know what to do. Like, I guess we're supposed to be happy. We're supposed to talk about good things.
It's been a while. I don't really know how to. It's like I don't know what to do with my hands.
Right. Just keep coming up. Yeah. But yes, the Pirates win 6-4 in St. Louis against the Cardinals. It's been a pretty bad stretch of games. Pretty bad series against the Cardinals to start with. I mean, yesterday was no bueno. Today was Roansy day. Not that Roansy was too effective, but he persevered. The Pirates persevered. They win today's game. They battled. They used the hell out of David Bednar and squeaked out the win. And we get to talk some good stuff. So where do we want to start today?
I think you got to start with Bednar.
They ended with Bednar, so we'll start with Bednar.
I mean, he came in, so excellent usage from Shelton. We get on him when he makes mistakes, but it means we need to praise him when he does something good. He brings in Bednar in the 7th inning tonight to face 2-3-4, I think is where he started. So 2 runners, Will Crow couldn't finish the 7th. So Bednar comes in with 1 out and 2 runners on in the 7th. Heart of the Cardinals order coming up. And he gets the job done. Holds ground in the 7th. And then at that point, I was like, okay, well, he'll at least go out for the 8th, right?
I'm thinking the same thing.
And then it's like, well, we're going to find somebody for the 9th.
It's going to be Stratton again. It's like,
yeah,
right.
But then he gets through the 8th. He's at I think he was at 32 pitches or something like that after 2, somewhere in that area, or maybe 28 pitches. Like, it wasn't an absurd amount, but
right.
It
wasn't 50 like that other outing.
Yeah,
right.
And then he gets back into the dugout after the 8th. No one starts warming up, and it's like, we're going to do this. We're going to get an 8-out save out of David Bednar. And then he comes out for the 9th. Like, first hitter gets on base. Chavis, misplayed a grounder. They rolled it a hit. Should have been an error, but whatever. First runner gets on. But then it's Paul Goldschmidt. Paul, who's just otherworldly right now, has just been killing the Pirates all season. And Bednar gets him to ground into a 5-4-3 double play.
Yes.
And then after that, it's like, all right, we got this. He gets Nolan Arenado swinging, strikeout swinging to end the game. Just an unbelievable, gutsy performance out of David Bednar. Like, I loved it. I love the guy. Absolutely love the guy. Like,
and he's got?
He's
got that dog in him.
He does. That dog in him is through the roof.
Yes. And it's making all the other dogs go crazy.
It's just so great, though, like having just a complete shutdown reliever like him with the mentality that he has. The fact that he's from Pittsburgh, too, just kind of makes it all just awesome.
It's the perfect embodiment of everything. Like you said, he's from Pittsburgh. He comes out to Renegade. Like, he's just a pure yinzer. We saw the Cubs series who is just like, F them, right? I mean, he has a pure hatred of the other NL Central teams, which, I mean, I'm sure he hates deep down inside the Cardinals as well. Like, he's not going out there to pitch to his job. He's going out there to pitch and murder who's on the other side because he hates them. And right, like, he is the Pittsburgh guy, and just how good he is. I mean, it's been a while since we've been able to see this type of performance day in and day out from any pitcher. And of course, a closer. He's so good.
Yeah. There's going to be so many, like, and we talk about it a little bit. Like, teams are going to be calling about David Bednar. Like, he is an impact reliever that anybody in a playoff race is going to want. But like, he's going to cost so much. There's no team who could possibly give up enough talent for David Bednar. There's no way. Like, he is so valuable right now to this team. I honestly think if David Bednar weren't on the Pirates, how many games have we played this year? 62.
Yep.
Pirates would be 0-62 without David Bednar. We wouldn't have a single win all year. Like,
I'm not going to say he's accounted for 25 of the wins, but you make a good point.
But like, every win the Pirates have, basically, like, David Bednar is involved.
And let's talk about that
like
too, right? Like in his usage, right? It sounds. Here's what's crazy. Okay, we have given props to Shelton on his bullpen usage, and he has certainly at times shown he has made some good decisions, and then he's made some really bonehead decisions, right? But it seems as if he gives you like 3 or 4, maybe that's too much, maybe 2 or 3 like really, really bad decisions, right? Leads to the bad games. And then like there's the one game where we can win, and it's just like he holds on to David Bednar for dear life. Like, you have to bring this home for me. I need this win. You're going out for an 8 out save.
So I just looked it up. The Pirates have won 7 games that David Bednar has not pitched in.
Yikes. Okay. You make a valid. I felt like there would be more than that.
7. Yeah, man.
You could argue David Bednar right now has like an 18 WAR.
Yeah, like, seriously, like, how many of those 18 other wins
it's
would have been losses?
It would have been. We know it would have been losses. We've seen the other guys.
Because it's not like he's just coming in to like pitch and like pick up easygoing 3-out saves when the Pirates are up by 3 runs in the 9th. Like, he's coming in to face the heart of the order. Multiple times it's more than 3 outs, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's incredible how valuable he is to this team. I don't like I was, being a little facetious, obviously, when I said 0-62, but
it's damn near
like,
close.
Do the Pirates have 10 less wins without David Bednar on this team?
Again, think about it. If he's been in that many games, and we see how he's used, you could probably argue it might be 10, because what else is being used outside of him? And again, it's how good he is.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
Dude, he's got a 10 WAR right now, at least.
He does. They need to redefine WAR by David Bednar standards.
So he's the story today. I mean, obviously it was Roansy day, and we want to talk about him a little bit too, but God, like, just unbelievable performance by David Bednar.
Right. But I'm with you. I want to discuss that too. When he came into the 7th, I fully felt like, so again, this is props to Shelton. You know what? You are going for the win now. This was something we certainly, and I know a lot of people on Twitter as well, like, people are discussing and talking about, like, the closer role in that sense. Like, it has to be the 9th inning. Like, why not put your best pitcher in the most meaningful situation, or potentially the most meaningful? And like, at that point in time, taking out Will Crow with 2 guys on, 1 out, that was a crucial moment. So putting in David Bednar at that point, I was like, kudos. Like Shelton's doing the right thing. But to your point, like you were saying as well, I did not anticipate him going the distance. I felt like, okay, I'm putting you in now. You'll also go the 8th, and then we'll figure out the 9th, which still would have been the correct move. But again, like Shelton just wrote out this arm, you're going to do it. And it's just mind boggling how much, like he led the majors with the most 6-out saves, I feel like, in April. and like, it's just like he continues to keep doing it and it gets more and more. So today he maxed it out with an 8-out save. Like I think the 50 pitch performance was a 7-out save, if I'm correct.
No, I think that was just.
Was that just 6?
No, yeah, this is the first time he's done
more than 2.
That was a 6-out save.
Okay, then never mind. So this is the first. Yeah. Okay, so an 8-out save, so is even bigger than that. So an 8-out save, like I'm blown away. And we're not going to get in tonight, but there's certainly discussion. We've had our own about whether you trade Bednar or not. And I'm not saying this deadline, but in the next year, and like you said about the value, whatever, you can have those debates. We're not going to do it tonight, but regardless, like. Are you also kind of nervous and worried about this? Because it seems like Derek Shelton, again, just manages poorly and then manages like he's in the World Series. And David Bednar, I'm using you all max, again, these 8 outs. And it's like, how many times can you do this until something bad happens?
Well, I think it just goes to show this is a bad team. And like the only way that they can win a game is if it's being managed like it's game 7 of a World Series. Like They can't just win a normal baseball game. Every single part of the game,
unless they're on the West Coast.
Yeah. Well, even then, like Bednar's doing 6-out saves and 50 pitches, right? Like every single game that this team has like a chance of winning is just like micromanaged to a point where like they absolutely, like the season's gonna end if they don't win this game. And it's like that every win, and we talked about at the beginning of the year too, it was the same way where it was like, okay, starters getting pulled, Will Crow or Dylan Peters coming in, like it was like this set formula that they had to win games. And it's the same. I mean, today, look at it, 4 1/3 innings by Contreras, go to Will Crow, 2 innings. And then instead of finding like that next guy to bridge the gap, they were just like, screw it, David Bednar, go get 8 outs. And it worked because David Bednar is, as the kids say, David Bednar is him.
He is him.
But, and I guess if you're not winning a lot of games, then you can win games and you can play games like this. I mean, David Bednar pitched 1 time in the last week. He can throw 46 pitches if he wants to. I don't see it.
The problem is the game that he pitched in was meaningless, and the game that he should have pitched in, there could have been a win. And again, that just goes to brings the point up. Like you kind of gave a game away, and so be it. Now you're on a 9-game losing streak, and Shelton's like, we're not losing this one. I'm putting all my chips in. David Bednar, here you go, 8 outs, get it done, and he does. So. Again, we could talk for hours upon hours about David Bednar. I want to because genuinely I like the guy. He seems like a very, very elite pitcher, like not even a good one. I mean, he's in that status now. Like you could probably argue he might be top 5 closer in baseball right now.
Yeah, I mean,
sadly, I guess the other one might be Clay Holmes, but
yeah, I mean, if you're having a conversation about the best closers in baseball, you have to have David Bednar in there.
Yeah.
I mean, today was his 11th save. He's 11 for 12 in save opportunities. He's got a 1.14 earned run average. And like I said, the way he does it, right? Like he's not just going out there and picking up easy saves. He's working for these saves. He's pitching multiple innings. He's already accumulated 1 full F-WAR on the year. And like I said, if we're like really measuring how many games the Pirates, like how many games has he won, like it's more than 1.
Right.
You know?
And so just to kind of talk here again, like he's already amassed 31.2 innings pitched. He's a closer on a bad team where you don't give many opportunities to close out games, right? So again, like this guy's pitched basically 32 innings this year. It's just a lot. So again, like I'm also saying too, it's not as if it's like, oh, it's so small sample, like he's having a good stretch because he's been good last year as well. He's showing he's just phenomenal this year, and like the role and how it can be used is phenomenal. So Yes. I mean, I think you can definitely say without sounding like an idiot, right? Or just like you're a homer or whatever. Like he's a top 5 baseball or closer in baseball.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think the usage is anything like completely egregious, like by any means. I mean, we're a good ways into the season. I mean, if we look at, I don't know, let me pull up Taylor Rogers. Like Taylor Rogers has 19 saves, right? And he has 26 innings. So it's not like Bednar's thrown way more than other closers in baseball, right? Let's see. Josh Hader has thrown where's his stats? Okay. Hader's only thrown 19 innings. That's weird.
Phenomenal innings.
But yeah.
Well, that's also because the Brewers are losing just as much as the Pirates right now, too.
Yeah, true. But like looking at other closers, I mean, Kenley Jansen, 28 innings. Like, I mean, it's not like he's like heads and shoulders above everybody else when it comes to the innings pitched. So I'm not too worried about just like his usage. Yeah, I mean, he's right in line with pretty much every other elite closer out there.
Cool.
So.
All right. So again, like I said, we could talk Bednar for days, but let's move on. So, right, I guess It was Roansy Day. What did you make of his start? I certainly feel as if what we talked before, it wasn't his best stuff, but like his first start, his second start, like it wasn't his best, but he saw it as a good pitcher. He got through it. Today, I felt like it wasn't the best stuff, but he was getting through it to a point until, run score, and he didn't have the best defense behind him as well. And
yeah, I mean, the fastball was getting hit pretty hard today. I felt like the rest of the stuff did okay. But yeah, like the one difference today as opposed to other games is he didn't really get a lot of swings and misses. So it could have been a myriad of things. Like on the broadcast, they were talking a lot about how, maybe if there was something with his grip, right? I mean, it was very hot and humid. So maybe it was just, you saw the same thing with Flaherty too. Like both pitchers weren't really all that sharp. And I mean, it was Flaherty's first start coming back after, basically a year and a half off. But I don't know exactly how to take it because he clearly was off with his stuff today. He was off with his command when it was in the zone. It was getting hit. It was probably his worst start of the season, I would say. Just from like getting hit hard, not missing bats, 3 walks, only 2 strikeouts. But this is also a really good Cardinals lineup too. So, he didn't.
It's a good Cardinals lineup that is just absolutely on fire as well.
Right. Good Cardinals lineup on fire. Like he wasn't terrible. He kept the Pirates in the game, right? I mean, by no means were the Pirates out of it. I mean, we went up 4-0, and then he gave up 3 earned runs, 4 runs, but to make it tied. But I mean, if you're giving up 4 or less runs in a start, you're at least giving your team an opportunity. And so it was at least good to see. Again, we've said this a couple times where when you clearly don't have it, but you're at least good enough to keep your team in the game.
Right.
And so that's what we saw today. He clearly didn't have his best stuff, but he was able to keep the team in the game, pick up some outs. Will Crow came on, did a good job. And then Bednar was able to finish it off. But I don't know how to assess that because I said it could have been the heat and humidity. I mean, it was St. Louis isn't too far from me, and today in Louisville it was like 107 heat index, so it's probably about the same in St. Louis.
Yeah, I mean, and now mind you, again, like of course I live in Jacksonville, right? But wasn't it 95 with a heat index, even like in Pittsburgh for 107? Like it was crazy all over the place. It was warmer in Pittsburgh. It was warmer everywhere else than it was today in Jacksonville.
So it's like the gates of hell right now across the central United States. So
but I kind of took it away a little bit too. Like, it wasn't his best start, but even with that, and I felt like maybe the conditions, as you're saying, because you saw on the other end, like Flaherty he threw a ball, it seemed like 13 feet in the air as he's pitching. Hell, Marcano threw a ball 13 feet in the air.
Right.
So yeah, like maybe it had a little bit to do with that, and I'm okay with it. And again, like what we've seen from Roansy, he's looked every bit as advertised. If this is his worst start to date, I mean, this wasn't a terrible start by any means. So, and it was against a team that's on fire, and he settled them down good enough for the Pirates to get out a win. So, like, good on him.
Yeah. No, it was again, like his probably the worst we've seen him, but he was good enough to keep the Pirates in the game, and then the bullpen did the job to pick up the win.
Yeah,
and the offense came through today.
Right. Well, it was a hot day, and you know who else is hot? Bryan Reynolds.
Bryan Reynolds, good segue.
He's on fire. He's on fire.
Absolutely on fire.
He is the reason why it feels like the gates of hell, because he's in the Midwest right now, and just the heat's just coming off of him and just warming up the entire country.
Yeah.
What is he now? 404 in the month of June. Is that what it was?
It's so high that I don't even think it can be calculated.
It can't be calculated.
Right. No, but he had 2 more hits today, and they were
404 in the month of June.
Triple and a homer today. So, just absolutely smashing the ball. We joked earlier in the week. Was it earlier in the week or last week about his June numbers, and the dude's gonna, like, if he keeps this up. I mean, him and Paul Goldschmidt are both just on fire. It's going to be a crazy NL June Player of the Month race if he can keep this up.
Yeah,
because his June has just been insane.
And so has Goldschmidt's, but right, like Reynolds' June has been. So, and again, like I'll let you will point it out too, but we've talked about his weighted run created plus. We talked about like his season and how much his June is affecting his season. Jim, our boy's on track. Like what April, what May?
Yeah, like he's like, if you were to just look at his numbers now, and if you would have said, hey, April 1st, opening day, say, hey, you know what, on June 15th, Bryan Reynolds is going to have 11 home runs, 122 weighted runs created plus, you'd say, all right, I'd take that. Like,
yeah, right. That sounds about right. Yeah, it's not what last year was, but you can assume there might be like a little bit of an adjustment. 122 is nothing to sneeze at. Like, it's still very productive.
Yeah.
But just a few weeks ago, we were all talking about what's wrong with Bryan Reynolds, and is he going to turn this around? And maybe just he's an odd year person, right? The evens are going to be terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 weeks later, 122 weighted runs created plus, it's just like, oh no, that's Bryan Reynolds. He's the leader of the Pirates. This is the reason why he was involved in all the trade chips talks, because he's just an elite type of player.
Yeah, I mean, right now, if you looked right now today, he's the 10th best hitting outfielder in the National League.
Jeez. Well, there's still 15 more days in June, Jim.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's going to get up to like number 3 by the end of the month.
There you go. Book it.
Yeah. No, but so like he's just been throughout this losing streak, he's been the one just complete bright spot. Because like I said, this road trip has not been good, but
Hayes is really struggling. I mean, 2 more strikeouts today,
but he also had a triple.
He did, but he's striking out a lot right now too.
A triple and a walk. He had a good game. I haven't really looked at like his June numbers, but
so before yesterday, I knew he had 7 strikeouts in the last 17 plate appearances. That was before yesterday, and again, yesterday didn't look good.
Yeah.
Without doing the math on top of my head right now, but again, 2 more strikeouts today. So I mean, yeah, he did have the triple and the walk. Like, I definitely get that, but there's still some struggle striking out a little bit more recent than he has been. Today does add to it, even though he did have the triple, like you said, and he got on the run early on too. Like, he was part of the reason the Pirates were up 2-0 to begin with, which was very nice to see.
He was hitting 196 in June going into this game. So
okay,
yeah, he's definitely been down a little bit.
But hey, you know what else was nice to see and happening? Not that it was good to see on the Pirates side. There's still errors happening right and left for the Pirates. But you know what? They happened to the Cardinals today. The Pirates just buttoned their way around the bases. I wanted
that
to
was
see a lot more of it.
That was that the second inning that happened?
Was.
Yeah. Yeah, Heineman, who's just like a bunt specialist, basically, just like the best bunter in the world. Bunted one. They rolled it as a sacrifice bunt with an error. I think you could have given him a hit on it too, but they rolled a sacrifice bunt in an error, and that kind of started things. And then Hoy Park bunted for a hit, and then Molina threw it away. So yeah,
and it was essentially like the same. Like you're saying, it was really the same thing. His counted as the hit, Heineman counted as the error that scored it as, but it was like the same play, just back to back.
Yeah, Pirates basically got 2 runs off of that.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
It was very fun.
But yeah, so 2 errors back-to-back plays there. The Pirates also made 2 errors today too. It probably should have been 3 or 4. I was gonna say too, like
what was ruled was 2.
Yeah, it wasn't a very clean defensive game. But again, I mean, Crow was one of the errors was Crow's, and we were able to kind of get around that. And then Marcano with a bad error as well, but ended up not costing him.
Yeah, I mean, he made a great play at second, like he got that out, and then just as he's jumping, it just sailed it over Chavis's head. Like there was no way Chavis was getting to that. There was no way.
That was like
Cruz was playing first base.
Like 5 feet over his head. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, that just is what it is. But then again, and also like you said, Bednar got around it, didn't do any damage, and then Chavis, it wasn't an error, but Chavis made a bad play at first. Persevere through that, right? As Bednar ended up getting the save and such. So yeah, like there still again was just poor defense. I feel everywhere. It's just like that's also one of the themes I feel I'm getting from the Pirates right now. It's just very, very poor defense everywhere, especially the shortstop position. Just saying.
If only they had a shortstop in AAA.
I don't know. Who could maybe at least do what they're doing defensively and certainly maybe more offensive. But we won't get into that. We won't get into that.
Well, we can a little bit. So just to be clear here, it's basically today. Today's pretty much the day where it's like, if they were to call up O'Neal Cruz right now, Super 2's not happening. Like he has been down long enough. It ain't going to happen. Mm-hmm. So now it's just a matter of when's it going to be. I think it needs to be, and I think it will be Friday. I still think it's going to be Friday. If they don't call him up Friday, then the only thing that they're worried about really is they don't want him to be in the top 2 for Rookie of the Year. So they lose the whole year of service time. Because right now, there's no one who has taken the reins of the NL Rookie of the Year race. And if he comes up and he hits like we think he can, he could definitely do it, and that's going to kind of screw the Pirates if that happens. So I still think I don't see how you can keep him down any longer. Like I don't think you can do it anymore. Like you're done with Super 2. Like you just can't leave him down anymore. Like this team needs him. The shortstop position is just a complete train wreck right now.
It is.
And he's playing well. He's been playing well now sustainably for like 7 weeks, like 6 to 7 weeks now, where like he's been playing good baseball.
April 5th, that weekend. Or April, I'm sorry, May 5th.
Right. So like let's get this going. Come on.
I'm with you. I know I was a little more cynical on that, but it leads to more reasons. And like you said about Super 2, I just truly feel it will be longer. And we're not going to go too deep into this tonight as well. But I do, just for that reason. I do feel that it's not going to be this weekend. I hope I'm wrong, and I could be wrong. But the whole point of keeping them down is for service time reasons. Mm-hmm. And if you bring them up now when no one's really running away with the NL Rookie of the Year top stuff, right? He potentially could come up here and hit his way into a top 2, and then the whole time keeping down there was a moot point because now you gain a year of service time and whatever. So I half jokingly, but also seriously penciled in that June 28th, 20, whatever it is, that the Milwaukee series, the 4-game series. It's a weekend at home. Kutch comes back to town. It's fireworks going off. O'Neill Cruz comes up, and that is only a few months that you have to worry about instead of a couple months and a half with Cruz. So again, I don't know. I personally feel like it might be longer, but I hope I'm wrong. But regardless,
I mean, if we're looking at projection systems, if they were to call him up right now and he gets, let's say he plays 90 games, you're looking just if he plays to his projections, it's 2.7.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Because in his projections, he didn't have the full year, right?
In his projections, in his rest of the year projections, he has 63 games played.
Okay.
So if you prorate it over 90 games, it would be 2.7 WAR. And in 2.7 WAR, you're squarely in the running for Rookie of the Year.
Right.
Right.
Jeez. So again, I do feel that's a real concern. And I feel like that's why you're maybe hearing a lot of this stuff, because the more and more I hear them talk about, we're getting there. And of course, everyone's saying, oh, they'll magically get there, Super 2. I feel like they're saying this to warn you that he's getting there because we're still not here yet. That's why you're getting that, because when you find out that it's not going to be this weekend and it's not going to be next week, it's because we're getting there and he's getting to where we need him to be. He's not there yet, though, because no one's there yet for the Rookie of the Year status.
He's got to work on pinch hitting.
Oh gosh, no. Don't tell me that.
God.
All right, listen. It's a Pirates win. Let's get this positive right. We don't get to do this much often.
Back to the win.
We get to talk about O'Neill in 2 weeks when he's still not here. So
back to the win. Hoy Park got a hit. Bunt single. How about that? He
did, I guess. Right. Yeah. Sure.
Cal Mitchell, nice RBI base hit as well. He continues his reign of terror against Cardinals fans who apparently just hate him for some reason because they think that he should have just given himself up and just struck out just because last night. Right. So that the no-hitter could have happened. So
it's just dumb. What a loser mentality.
Here, one thing too, we've said it a couple of times. That swing of his, it's so pretty. Like his single today, it literally, I saw it happen. And I was like, that's Pedro Alvarez. That's Pedro Alvarez's swing. Go back and look at his single and just be like, that's Pedro. That's exactly what it looked like. It's the exact swing. It's just
if
so
he
pretty.
could get
So
Pedro
pretty.
Power,
yeah,
that would be good.
That would be real good.
That'd be good.
But I promise, go back. Anybody watching this, go watch his RBI single and just be like, that's Pedro Alvarez. It was the exact same swing. They looked identical.
Nice. I'll have to do that.
But other than that, we pretty much touched everything. Kanan Smith-Njigba again today started, drew a big walk and scored. So far, I think he's been looking pretty good. Putting together good at bats, getting on base. He only has that one hit, I think, but 429 on base percentage right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's what small sample gets you. He's got an 829 OPS.
Extremely small sample.
That's what we can go and base off of. I'm with you. There's a difference between what I'm seeing out of him and Swaggerty, right? Yeah. They've both had limited at bats, but I think we all agree. I would have rather seen Swaggerty got more opportunities than what he did, but in the limited opportunities that he got, he didn't look that comfortable up there. When you see Smith-Njigba, he certainly does. So I'm happy for him. Again, it's funny where we started the season, where it's just you have Anthony Alford in the outfield. There's Greg Allen. There's this plethora of just terrible outfielders. Where's outfielders going to come from? You can't bank on Swaggerty. And now, again, I'm not saying you can bank on any of these guys, but there's a crop of outfielders that are here. They're playing. And, at least with Sawinski, I mean, Reynolds is already, of course, there, but at least with Sawinski, Cal Mitchell, Ken Smith-Njigba, even Count Swaggerty, and they're all up here. There's opportunities. Maybe we could find a couple that could stick. So, I mean, there's a lot of positives to take out of that.
I agree. I'm looking forward to just seeing more. I mean, Sawinski's been in a little bit of a slump the past few games, but yeah, give me more Mitchell, give me more Sawinski, give me more Smith-Njigba. I want to see these guys.
And as much as it's true, he's been this slump, right? I mean, still defensively. How about that play? I know we need to talk about, but that catch he made yesterday in the outfield in center, oh my God.
Yeah.
So, I mean, still that glove just certainly plays.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in the power's there too. So, yeah. Good stuff. We finally broke the losing streak. 8 games in a row. Maybe we can start a little winning streak coming here. We'll see.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Off day tomorrow, and then we've got a series against the Giants this weekend. So I think O'Neal Cruz is going to be here this weekend. So let's hope.
I hope he's going to be here.
I hope, and I think.
I hope.
But Zach Thompson starts Friday. Bednar gets a day off to rest his arm. Wilco gets a day off.
If Thompson doesn't get pulled after 67 pitches,
67,
then Bednar will be good for a nice one inning save, I should say.
No probable pitcher for the Giants yet on Friday, but Thompson, Quintana, Keller this weekend against the Giants.
It's a good matchup. It's a good 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Like it. What will we have? I mean, again, this is the. Oh, I guess the only option is JT and Roansy. Whatever.
We have 5 aces.
We do. It's bad. I'm bringing the T-shirt back.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
No. I guess just like you said, the off day tomorrow. So check out NS9 Live. We'll be on. So we'll have our regular podcast as scheduled. Is there a special guest confirmed yet?
I need to confirm it, but we do have a special guest lined up.
Okay.
So
tune in. I won't be on. Unfortunately, the talent's going away. You're left with just Jim and Tyler. I apologize.
Donaro's not going to be on tomorrow, so that way it's going to be a really good show.
The production quality.
Me and Tyler and our guest. It's going to be good.
So stay tuned tomorrow, 9:00 live. Be on for our regular podcast, and then we're back for the postgame shows on Friday. So I guess until the next Pirates win. See you later.
See you guys.